there, welcome to New Beginnings, my everyday life in rural Cyprus, and welcome to my home. And thank you very much for being here, whether you're watching live or as a replay. Don't forget, if you're watching this back later, don't forget to drop a comment with your thumbs up, and then I can say hello personally back to you in the comments. So let's go straight over to the chat. We have my faithful friends, Steve and Tina Jewell there. Guys, do go over and check out Steve and Tina Jewell's channel. And most importantly, make sure you subscribe to their channel because they're trying to have a race with me to get to 6K. So Steve is really needing you to subscribe to his channel to beat me. Yes, so there you go, Steve. There you go. Not only am I trying to beat you to 6K, but I'm also getting people to subscribe to your channel. What a lovely friend I am. We've got In the Kitchen with Jeannie here. Hello, nice to see you. Thank you for being here. And let's also go over and check out that channel too. So do go and subscribe to In the Kitchen with Jeannie. She's really sweet. I've not known her very long, but she is a really sweet lady. I'm really enjoying her videos. Like number one, thank you for that. Hello to all. Steve says, I'm in the kitchen. Yes, but you're not in Jeannie's kitchen, are you? Will do, says Jeannie. I need their link. Yes, Steve can put up his link. And Jeannie, if you want to put anything on my chat here about your channel, you are most welcome to. So if there's a video you want people to come and particularly look at, or just let us know what you're planning for your next video, and then people will come over and subscribe. And remember, guys, when you subscribe to a channel, do hit the notification bell, because then you will be alerted as to when they've posted a video. So particularly if it's a channel that doesn't post on a regular day. I don't post regular times, I just post regular days. So do go and check out that. And there we go, Jeannie's put up the link there. You're all welcome to do anything in the chat, as long as you only talk about channels that visit my channel. So we don't promote channels that I've never seen. But if you want to promote your own channel, you are very welcome. Jeannie said, I just now learned to paste my own link. Yay! Anytime you're in my channel, in my chat, do post it, Jeannie. Do post it. I sometimes forget to tell people to post things. You're new at this, bless. Oh, thank you, sweet lady. What a lovely comment. Thank you. And there we go. Steve's promoting some links there. I think I did it wrong. No HTTP. It varies, Jeannie. You can do it or not do it, because I think it was a couple of years back now when YouTube changed all handles, basically. Some people said they could still only use the old full link. Some people said they could now only use the new links, the short version. And some people, like myself, can use both. So I always put up, where I put up my channels, I always put both links, and then everyone can take it as they find it. So for example, let me share one of my other channels with you, and I'll show you how I do it. I'm just bringing up my Word doc. I just keep everything in a Word doc, and then I know it's on there somewhere. So just scrolling down through my links. So if I do my link to my other channel, one of my other channels, copy, paste is there. So you'll see I've got the channel name, and then I've got the @ some people can do that link, and then the full HTTP link there, so you can do both. Steve has just subbed to Jeannie. Fantastic. Steve says, this is a link to our latest video. Who's your back door? I've already seen it. And I've left you a rude, funny comment, Steve. I've left you a rude, funny comment. So guys, do go on that and find my comment. Find my funny comment. Yes, I've left a funny comment. I have been editing like crazy today again. I did do stuff in the garden very early this morning. As soon as the sun was up, I did some work in the garden, real physical work. And then I came in, still my editing frenzy to catch up on the 2 weeks I haven't edited, but filmed lots. And then I stopped about 4:30, because for me it's just gone 5:30 at night now, because you'll wonder what you're talking about, Dawn. It's 5:30 in the evening here now. So I stopped about an hour ago, and I just caught up with anyone who had short videos. I caught up with their channels. Sometimes for me it's easier if you've got something quite short, I can watch it. If it's long, then I will often throw it in my watch later, because I don't have time before my live. I did back says, oh, bless you. Jeannie's just sub Tranquility. When I remember, when I see your sub on that, if you put a comment there as well, then that channel subs to you as well. So you get double subs from me, and indeed double thumbs up for every video that I watch on your channel. I don't always comment on both, like from both channels, because that takes time, but I'll click in and out the other channel and give you another thumbs up. So 2 for the price of 1 from me. So what should we start with? Oh, it's Wednesday. So something we always do on a Wednesday is our puzzle piece, and see if you can beat me with the answer. Get the answer right in the chat before I give the answer out later on in the video. If you're watching this back later, see if you can get the answer before anyone else does in the chat. Okay, today's puzzle, see if you get it. Is it hard? Is it easy? I'd say it's medium. It's medium. What am I? What am I? I'm taken from a mine and shut up in a wooden case, from which I am never released. And yet I'm used by almost everybody. What am I? I'm taken from a mine and shut up in a wooden case, from which I'm never released. And yet I'm used by almost everybody. What am I? I won last week, which was quite rare when Steve's on. Steve often gets them. Some other people have got some other ones, but let's see. Can you get the answer today before I give the answer away? So I'll say it one more time, then we'll go back to it later if no one's popped the answer in. I'm taken from a mine and shut up in a wooden case, from which I'm never released. And yet I'm used by almost everybody. What am I? Okay, so while you're thinking about that, let's go to Wednesday's current quote corner. And then, as I say, I can't change these at the moment because my 5K giveaway ends the 25th of November. One of the questions is, what is my current quote for Wednesday? So I can't change it till after the 25th of November. So here it is. Okie doke. Steve and Tina Jules say, checked out mushroom video at Jeannie. That's nice. In the kitchen with Jeannie. And if you haven't seen her channel, she's one of those people you feel like on her videos, it's just you and her and you're in her kitchen or wherever chatting with her. So really nice channel. Steve and Tina, this is Steve going, thinking about the question, the puzzle. Steve says, I'm thinking coffin, but that doesn't fit the mine in a mine, mining, it's mined. So, no, it doesn't fit in a mine, does it? But yes, that does sound a bit like a coffin, the rest of it, doesn't it? I'm taken from a mine and shut up in a wooden case from which I'm never released, and yet I'm used by almost everybody. So, yes, you're right, Steve, all bar that first bit. Jeannie says, thank you. No, thank you for being here. I do what I can for your channels. Wasn't it you? I think I said to you, we were talking about your channel in my live. So I often randomly talk of other people's channels that pop on or leave lots of comments. And I think we will go for now over to some of the questions, because the first question I actually asked someone in their video from something they said in their video. So let's do that now. And that will remind me to give a shout out for another person's channel. So today I did say we were going to do interesting questions, Q&A. So let's do that. So the channel I was watching, I have spoken of many times in my lives, is Toni Rad, and that's Toni, Toni R-A-D, Toni Rad. She is a sweetie, her and Keith, her husband. If you're into trailers and looking round, she finds, I won't say always abandoned houses, but if she finds cabins for sale, that kind of thing, she'll always show you them. And by the lakes and camping, she does a lot of camping. She also shows you a lot of stuff she does in her house. Really nice channel if you want to chill out. So that's Toni Rad. And she was talking in her video about she likes the Waltons and she likes to be like the Waltons. I'm sure we all know the Waltons. So I actually said in her comments, if you had to be one of the Waltons, what Walton would you choose to be? Age is irrelevant. Even your sex is irrelevant. If you had to be one of the Waltons, which Walton would you like to be? So let's make that our first question. Found her. Brilliant. Brilliant. And don't forget, if you ever go to someone's channel, it'd be very much appreciated if you say you found their channel or heard of their channel through me. That's all I really ask in return for giving everyone shout outs. Steve says John Boy. Okay, give your reasoning, Steve, for why you would be John Boy. I always, when I watched it as a child, wanted to be Erin. I always thought Erin was quite pretty. I always liked Erin. I'd quite like now to be the mother. I think it would be fun to have lots of children getting up to mischief and all sorts. Of course, then I would know how to make and bake everything and sew, and there was always life happening. And I can do the frugal living. So I would say now the mother, but I remember as a child, and I was much younger than Erin, the character of Erin at the time. So I always thought Erin was very pretty. So don't know the names of the others. Oh dear. I think Elizabeth would be good just because she had all those big brothers and sisters looking out for her, but then she never liked being the youngest. and I felt, had a very close relationship with the grandma, which I had with one of we call them nannies. My grandmother, one of them, I was very close to, and I feel Elizabeth got that kind of thing with her grandma. But no, I would say now the mother, that's who I would be. The mother for sure. So how about the rest of you? If you're watching this back later, tell me in the comments your answer and the reason why. Okay, so that was just a question that just popped up because I came up with it earlier. Okay, next question. Anything you regret not doing? Well, not living this life sooner. I wouldn't call it regret. I don't have any regrets in my life. Even bad things that happen all happened, so I got to where I am today. But apart from that, I don't regret. Don't regret anything. And I wouldn't change anything. As I say, even horrendous things that have happened to me, I wouldn't change them because I'm here now. But let's think, what else? I always said I wish I was born like more in the past. I think that lifestyle would suit me more. But I also not regret, I don't use that word, it's not in my vocabulary, but I also sometimes think it would be good if I was born a bit later, because then I would have learned computers. And as you know, we've just had volunteers from the Workaway program here, and that didn't exist. And I think if I was younger, that's something I would have liked to have done. So that. Steve saying the puzzle, thinking again, puzzle, photo in picture frame. Is it a photo in a picture frame? Picture frame. It says, I'm taken from a mine and shut in a wooden case. How is that taken from a mine from which I'm never released, and yet I'm used by almost everyone? So again, Steve, you're right, apart from the mining bit. The mining bit is getting you. Something that's taken from a mine. Very good thinking, though. Let's see. In the kitchen with Jeannie. Jeannie says, same, no regrets, but I wish I met you on YouTube last year. Bless you. Why last year specifically? Steve says, have my children earlier. Yeah, I should have had mine earlier because I haven't produced. I don't have any. Steve said, so I could be with them longer. Oh, that's sweet. Jeannie says, I do often wish I had more children. Now you mention kids, Tina. Oh. As I say, no regrets. No regrets. Just different. You think, isn't there so many times in your life you must think, I wonder if I'd just done that instead of that, where would I have ended up now? That would be quite interesting to see, like, different parallels of if you'd just done that instead of that, where you would now be. But then from that fork, there's probably several more forks. That would be a very interesting film, really, wouldn't it? I know there's films a little bit like that, situations slightly different, but a really good film you could make of that. In the kitchen with Jeannie says, it would have been nice to meet helpful people here sooner. It's hard to do alone. Oh, bless you. And I must say, if any of you were on the live, my last live, we were talking with Two Doves, Bees and Gardens. And because I felt a little sad of their comment, I went straight on their channel afterwards and just sent them a little love message, a hugs type message. Oh, bless you. That is why. Oh, bless you, Jeannie. Anytime you want any help, just like, hello, I'm here. Steve and Tina say, but I know I wouldn't have been a good dad in my younger years. Yes, I think some people even get married too soon. Not saying it's not right, but I think some people need to have lived a bit more of a life first. So, yeah, see, it probably all happened for the right reasons, definitely. Okay, let's do another question. What are your 3 genie wishes? Not genie, not genie in the kitchen. If you had a genie in the bottle and they granted you 3 wishes right now, what will your 3 wishes be? Ooh, well, I don't believe in really a cash society, but the way life is, wouldn't money be great? Yeah, so I'd have like a never-ending bank balance, but I wouldn't be all for myself. I would use it wisely and for other people and things. So that, you can't not ask for that, can you? So money to be used for the good, although a little bit of fun wouldn't go anywhere. I would ask for, oh my gosh, I say this every time I get a question. My oh, I've forgotten what it's called now, and I say it all the time. Oh, what's it called? The belt. What's the belt? I can't even think what it's called now. Not transforming belt. What's it called? Oh gosh, I've forgotten. Anyway, it's a program from the 1970s, a children's program, and they used to put their thumbs in their belts and they could, like Star Trek, just go somewhere else. I'd have that. What's the blooming belt called? I'm always on about it and I can't even think of it. I won't try and think because then I won't remember it at all. So I would have my belt. One more thing. So I can go anywhere, anytime, instantly. I've got money for whatever is required anywhere for anyone and anything. Bit of a sad one. For me and Mike too, whenever we die, we both die together at the same time. That's mine. That is mine. Steve bought bitcoins when they were cheap. That's what you're wishing. You're wishing for your genie. Ooh. But then just ask for the money. Then you haven't got to deal with it all. In the Kitchen with Jeannie says to live to 90. Why 90? Super healthy. And to die in my sleep peacefully. Wealth and world peace. That's lovely, Jeannie. Steve said, I like that. Steve said maybe 101. 101 years. Jeannie's laughing. Okay, we'll do another question and then I'll go back to the puzzle. Then we'll do something else. Then we'll come back to some more questions. Okay. Ooh, what's on your bucket list? I don't really have a bucket list. No. What's on my bucket list? I'll go sneeze in a minute. It's because we're going to have our injections tomorrow, so I just keep randomly sneezing today. I think that's my get out from having my flu jab tomorrow. And we're going to the salvage dump. So there'll be more videos on that, what we find. Although we had the hurricane, which you'll have a video coming up of the hurricane footage and the damage. And I don't know if everything was still at the dump or if the dumps are full of water. So we will see. So what's on your bucket list? As I say, I don't really have one. A lot of people say to travel the world, or I've travelled a lot of the world. I can't travel anymore, so I can't say to go somewhere. Bucket list, maybe for everything to be done in my house and my garden, but that's not going to happen either. Bucket list are things you want to achieve and you will achieve. Kind of my bucket list, I'm going to say for lots of you to visit me. Lots of you to visit me because I can't travel anymore. So I'm hoping many of you will come and stay with me at different times. So my YouTuber friends to come and visit. to do a collaboration live, literally side by side in real time together. That would be cool. And to beat Steve and Tina Jewell to 6K. There we go. That's my bucket list. Steve said, just make sure you don't start driving, Dawn. Don't die same time. Oh, makes you not driving. Okay. In the Kitchen with Jeannie to get to 4,000 hours on YouTube. Bless. Bless. How many viewers have you got? How many viewers have you got, Jeannie? I haven't looked. How many viewers? Let's all get Jeannie up to more views. I don't know how many she's got. Steve says it will come, Jeannie. It will. And Steve will tell you that once you get to sort of your 1K, it just goes really quick. Goes really quick. In the Kitchen with Jeannie. Just made mine up now. Didn't have a list till now. Me too. Let's do it, Dawn, says Jeannie. Yay. I have accommodation. If you want to know the accommodation, I've done an interview with my workaways that have just come. I edited that today, so that'll be coming up in the future. And they tell you all about the accommodation. So, Jeannie's got 1,163 and 3,400 hours. Steve says, I've been working on my bucket list since I worked in a factory when I was 18, 66 years old now. Whoa, 66. 66. Okay, let's go back to this. And I'm just going to get tissue, so I'm not going to play it till I've got tissue ready. So I can blow my nose while you're watching this. That was handy. When I feel like I'm going to sneeze, I will sneeze, or I'll keep feeling I want to sneeze until I blow my nose. So, okay, so puzzle piece. Has anyone got it yet? I wonder if you got it if you're watching later. I'm taken from a mine and shut up in a wooden case from which I'm never released, and yet I'm used by almost everybody. What is it, or what am I? And I'll give that a little bit of time, and then I'll do the answer in a minute. Jeannie says, I'm 62. Wow, you look good for 62, my friend. And now every day is a gift. I'm truly blessed. Hubby is 76, just survived open heart surgery. Wow. Wowza. Steve says you can get watch hours when you make a long playlist. I didn't know that. How do you get the URL for a playlist? Because people sometimes say to me, what's the URL? And I'm like, I don't know. If you click on playlist itself, I'm assuming the URL comes up the top. I don't know. Steve said, Jeannie says I do. I have several. Yes. Okay. So, should we do some jokes? Let's do a joke, and then we'll do some more questions. So let's have a funny joke. Oh, interludes are so good for blowing your nose. I recommend you make some. Okay, so I picked one out today. Which one did I pick? Oh, this one. Claire was a typical 3-year-old. Pretty, friendly, cute, inquisitive, and bright as a penny. However, one day Claire showed some difficulty in grasping the concept of marriage. Robert, her father, thought the best way to teach her was to show her his wedding photo album, believing that visual images will help Claire's understanding. One page after another, he pointed out photographs of the bride arriving at the church, the entrance, the actual wedding ceremony, the signing of the license, and the reception afterwards. "Now do you understand, darling?" Robert inquired, smiling. "I think so," said Claire. "And is that the day Mummy came to work for us?" Oh dear, that's a funny one for sure. Jeannie says go to page playlist tab and that's it. Cool, thank you, Jeannie. Yes, a joke. Yes, I hope you enjoyed it. Steve says, Tina says they are short playlist. Right, okie dokie. Okie dokie. So let's do some more of this. And in case you're wondering why there's lots of questions today, I titled this live Interesting Questions Q&A. So that's the main bit of today. Okay, the next question. These are my questions. I've written down my little book and then I forget about them and I come to them like, oh, interesting. Okay, question. What is your highest priority? Ooh, what is your highest priority? Mike. Mike is my highest priority. That was quite easy, actually. Mike is my highest priority. I will switch around what I'm doing. Excuse me. I always, I'm falling apart today. I always say to him before I do anything, what are you doing today? And then I plan around that. Or I'll be going anywhere, or what's happening, that kind of thing. Or what do you want for lunch? Yeah, I would say Mike is my highest priority for sure. Let me see. In the Kitchen with Jeannie says, I have a live list and more. I will do some more. You're right. Need longer videos together, says Jeannie. Highest priority for Steve is kids. Well, I don't have that, so yes. In the Kitchen with Jeannie says, keeping me and hubby as healthy as we can be and enjoy our life together. Yeah, if you don't have a good time yourself, there's no point in anything else for sure. So that turned out to be quite an easy question, did it not? Next question. What is your special skill or ability? What is your special skill or ability? My special skill or ability. I would like to think that I'm friendly to everybody, and I'm always told I'm a good listener. I guess I am. I will listen to people. People have always told me their problems and their secrets. Their problems and their secrets. So yeah, I guess I'm a good listener. And I don't share gossip. I don't share. I do tell you with my I nearly said then, but my insider that tells me what's happening in YouTube and all that, I do tell you those things, but I don't out the person. Steve says, a good point, staying healthy so I can be with my kids. Yep, you've got to look after yourself first and foremost. In the Kitchen with Jeannie says, talking non-stop for 30 minutes every Tuesday on my YouTube tips. Never knew I could. When I first started doing my lives, Jeannie, that is almost the format that they are now. I have these little themes. I have changed them a bit, but I have themes. And I made them so that if no one ever came on my live, I could still talk for an hour. I wasn't dependent or reliant on people coming into the chat. Of course, they're better if people do, but like these questions, I could just sit and answer them if no one turned up. In the kitchen with Jeannie says, I can win a talking marathon. Do you want to put your lifetimes up, Jeannie? And don't forget to put your time zone, because some people put their lifetimes up and forget to put their time zones up. So do pop that up. Exactly, says Jeannie. Yes, you've got to. I think that's the fear of a lot of people doing their first live. That they feel, oh, what if no one comes on? And the thing that really annoys me is when people go on, do a live, and they literally sit there for 5 minutes. Some don't even speak, or they go, well, I'm waiting for people to come on. Well, I'm just waiting. I'll wait a minute for a bit. Oh, it's like, well, I might be there, but you want to not tell me anything until there's more people, as if I'm not of value to being on your chat. You want more people to come on. So that does annoy me. Have something to say, start talking about your day or something, but to not speak when there are 1 or 2 people maybe in the chat. Well, I'm waiting. I won't start until more people are on. I'm like, I'll tend to click off on that one, because if I'm not of value to you, then bye. Bye. Ah, there we go. Jeannie's in Florida. It's 11:08 a.m. Is that when your live is? Right, what's your time zone? Florida, you must be. I did this the other day. When you're not American or Canadian, you just don't get to grips with all these time zones. So I've made my little cheat sheet in my book. So Florida's down the bottom. So I'm going to guess, are you EST? Are you EST? So if you're EST, the Americans must watch me and go, oh, Dawn, seriously, Dawn, again with that. If you're EST, I'm 7 hours ahead. So if you're at 11, let's say 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, that would be 4 a.m. for me. So that's a no for a live. Steve is saying Pacific time, Vancouver Island, BC, Canada, 8:10 a.m. Jeannie saying, oh, sorry. Is that me saying I'm waiting? Very good point, says Jeannie. I made that mistake first live. Yeah, if someone maybe comes to your channel and they're like, oh, let's see who this person is. Tell people it's my first live. Tell them about yourself, why you're doing a live, what you were sort of dubious, why you hadn't done a live before, blah, blah. Oh, right, you did that. Yeah, that's quite annoying. I have limited time to watch YouTube. And for that, that's why I really love anyone who decides to come and watch my video or come on my chats. I really feel, with all the thousands of channels out there, I feel so amazed that people choose mine. So I do what I can for people that watch my channels. In the kitchen with Jeannie says we spent 5 months maybe. We spent 5 something summer in New York and Florida, the remainder. Yes, 5 months. Time now. Oh, the time now. Steve's put his time now. His time now is 8:10 a.m. You invited trolls? Did you? You invited trolls? Better than nobody. Oh, bless you. No, I've got a troll ban on my channel. I've got a troll ban. In the Kitchen with Jeannie says, I've not done a scheduled live yet. I've been practicing. That's good. I hope to do a weekly member live with hubby for members. Need still to set it all up. You're better off doing Patreon, because the money on the join, the amount you get for what they pay, you get very little. Very little, but of course that's up to you. First live, says Steve. Yeah, you just put an anti-troll device on. Yeah, anti-troll device. When I used to do it live via YouTube, as in the YouTube stream, like go instant live on YouTube, that you actually get more trolls and things. But if you do it through another platform, like I use StreamYard now, there's kind of already a blockage on trolls. So that's pretty cool. I'll look into that, says Jeannie. Thank you. Yeah, it's just, I feel I did set the join thing up, but only for the fact that YouTube decredits you if you don't do all their things. So I set it up, but I don't use it. So yeah, I set it up. If you look, it's probably there, but you will see I have 0 members because I encourage people not to join because I feel YouTube's getting plenty of money off of that, like doing the ads and everything else they do. It's like when you do funding, there's all these different funding sites. GoFundMe, Go Get Funding. The best one, if you ever need to do funding, is PayPal, which is, I've got PayPal. Let me just put that up. Let's see if I can find that. I think I've got that on here. Yes, I know I have. Got too many things here. There. I do PayPal. If you do PayPal, that is, of all the platforms, the most money that you actually get. You actually get the most. I've looked into all of them, and it does have as much traction. So yeah, if you want to do a joiny thing, I recommend Patreon is the best return. And if you do a donation, PayPal is the best return. I've looked into them all, upside down, back to front, and inside out. So that's my recommendation. Yeah. Oh, Jeannie saying 50%. Yeah. And don't forget, on top of that, they will throw all your members' adverts and things like that. So, but they're all for different people. So that's cool, whatever you think. Oh, I missed a comment there. I was just going to say, going back, because I've missed some comments, Jeannie was saying about she's been practicing lives. What I recommend to practice a live is, I don't know if all platforms you can do it, but StreamYard, I did it with my first year live on StreamYard, which was much later than when I did lives, and I didn't realise you had to click on the go live now button up the top, on the top right, and I did about 30 minutes of my live, not actually live, no one could see me and it hadn't gone out. So I recommend perhaps look at StreamYard. You can do it like this, you'll be talking to your screen like this, but don't click the go live. And then do it as a little practice. If you're happy, then hit go live and say it all again. So that's the best way to practice. And you still get that like nervousness that you feel you're live, even though you're not. But that's a good way to practice. Go on StreamYard, get all set up, go with it, but don't press go live, and practice to your heart's content. Where are we? Jeannie saying, I have not done a scheduled live yet. I've been practicing. I hope to do a weekly member live with hubby for members. Need still to set it all up. I did read that one. Jeannie saying, hubby is my cameraman and he's very in this with me, so we will do more together. That helps as well, because you could chat together then if no one turns up. Maybe have a few ideas written down or things you want to talk about, because I do different themes on different days. I have a box now like this for each day. So it's like a business card box. And then, because I've got brain damage, I sometimes forget what I'm doing. So this is for Wednesday. And I play first. I don't know if you can see it. I play first the New Beginnings Countdown. When that's played, you know, my little interlude things at the side, I've got my things. Then I play the Wednesday intro after the countdown. Then I play on a Wednesday on air, which you've seen. Then these are other things that I can play, like what's coming up, and these are the themes of Wednesday. And down the side, I've got on my interludes, Wednesday, A, B, C, X, E, G, blah, blah. Then I have lots of cards for all the themes. I don't do all themes every Wednesday, but what I do before I start is get out cards of what themes I will do today. So, for example, I've got K is the letter at the side of my interludes that I play, puzzle pieces. So I'm doing that first. I put that on there. And then at the side here, I've got things like garden updates. So I've got all the cards, and then I work out what ones I want to play. As I show you something, I then put it back in the box. Then when Wednesday's finished, I shut the box and put it under the pile of all the other boxes of the other days. Very cool, very easy. So what I'm saying is you don't need to do that because you won't have the interludes, but you could get cards and just put update or latest recipe or whatever you're doing, and just have the cards, and you're like, oh, let's talk about that, or what I did today, or what's coming up on my channel. Just little cue cards almost, if you like. Steve says, oh yeah, I was going to mention, yeah, Mike doesn't, Steve will tell you, Mike doesn't join in. He has his own channel, which, yeah, I made him do that because he's good at making and inventing things, but you won't see him on the live. Stephen Tina says, good hobby YouTube for us. We both enjoy doing it. I enjoy editing. I love editing. I see I get 50%. Steve says, our son does a lot of our drone videos. I have my own drone. Ethan is a better pilot. Now, you will see coming up that my workaways that were here had a drone, a super duper drone, and other equipment. They've got this, I forget what it's called now, but it's a long, thin, like camera, I guess, but it's vertical, and it's got like a big globy thing on it. And they walk with this really high, like selfie stick, but it's really high, and it films in all directions at the same time. Anyway, he's done me lots of footage. You'll see lots of drone footage coming into my videos. Sometimes there's a little intro, sometimes there's a bit in between. I'm going to edit a video of Adrian doing drone footage. There'll be lots of drone stuff coming in, so yeah, got my very own drone stuff. I'd love a drone. In the Kitchen with Jeannie says, I have my PayPal when I shop. Yeah, it's the safest way. Good for you. I need your email so I can write you. If you're asking me for my email, I will pop that up. This is another thing I have. I have, as I said, I've got all this info, like my personal stuff, on a Word doc. I always have it open down the bottom. Then if someone asks me for something, there it is. I can't really talk and scroll though. My email, there we go. My email, there, copy and paste it down here. Paste. Yay. There. With a few questions. Always send me questions. Send me questions. Send me questions to answer. I love random questions as well. I know you're talking about like help and whatever, but Steve says, fun to go live outside in the park or beach walking, talking. I would like to try that one day on my phone. I'm not very good holding my phone still. I know I could put it on a tripod, but don't ask me about tripods. I call them Bambis because the legs just go and the camera falls off and so on and so forth. But I think I would do that the first time. I would do it as an additional practice live. I'm not sure how good I'll be on the phone. And I hear a lot of people say it's difficult to read the comments in a live. So I might do a random one because I'd love to be outside or do a live somewhere else. And I don't like to unplug all this equipment. So, yeah, I would like to do that. In the Kitchen with Jeannie says we did one together, sharing our experience with his surgery as a couple getting through it. I've got to go back through a lot of your videos, Jeannie. It sounds like some very interesting content. 2 hours, it's doing good. Wow. Jeannie says, I like your list. I do sort of same. Yeah, a method is always a good thing. Steve says, I filmed Tina getting acupuncture. I saw that one. I remember that was quite some time ago. Jeannie says, I've done several live. What I mean is I just jumped on. Now we'll start to advertise coming up soon so we get more viewers. I would do it if I was around, but I don't look at my computer. I really go on only for editing. And then I might look where I've done some editing, might have a little look through YouTube as a sort of break. And then I do my lives, and I don't look after my lives. I don't do that because for me it's about 6:30 at night and I've finished, particularly if I've been editing all day. So if you want me to come on a time you think will be available, you need to give me at least a day's notice. And that's if I've seen my emails. We both enjoy it, says Jeannie. Hubby is making shirts, cards, and much more. Sounds cool. Steve's is Insta. That's it. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Insta360 camera. Yeah. And he was showing me how it films all of it and then you can edit the bits in. Yeah, that looked cool. But he said to me something about wouldn't be good for me because it uploads in a high capacity or something and then you've got to bring it all down. He said it's a lot of it. For me it would be a lot of fiddling about, I believe. I think, Steve, you would have a good time chatting with Adrian because he was so into his tech stuff. So into tech stuff. In the Kitchen with Jeannie says, but we are not going to rely on YouTube to buy our items. We'll have a separate webpage for merch. That's a very good idea. Yeah, you don't need to be paying someone else. Vinny's son is an acupuncturist. Interesting. And there's a link from Steve. Jeannie says, I've heard a bit about that camera. It's cool. It's really cool. And something I found quite awesome with it, that I'm not very good at techie stuff. I'll just say it my way, what I found it to be. This stick goes really high. I'm going to say 2 meters. Steve will tell me if that's right or wrong, but it's really high. And they hold the stick and walk along, because I said, would that be good for me for filming? But that's when he said to like change the upload, download, inside outload. You'd have to mess around with it. But when he films, Mike said, you'd get that pole though in the filming. And he said no. And then he showed the filming and there's something in it that cancels out the stick. So you can't see the stick when you're filming. So as long as you don't walk with your hands like this, and you kind of keep your hands down, the stick isn't in the filming. I thought that was really cool. Yes, Steve said, I think there's a lot more to editing. I think it was just the fact that you don't have to clip the shots in, but I would be all right with that because I like clipping scenes. But he said it was the amount, the like, you know what you're uploading, and that is high, really high. So you'd have to, I think he was saying as well, the battery of it, you can only film for, I think it was under 12 minutes because it takes up so much capacity. I think that, I might be wrong. One thing never to listen to me about is technology. I will say what I took in. Phone for me is iPhone, says Jeannie. I don't even have that. Steve says my camera's DJI Pocket 2 and a DJI Action 2 and GoPro 10. Very clever software. Yeah, it's getting cleverer and cleverer. And we're hoping by the time we can run to such a thing, they will be so dirt cheap, what we're looking at, because the technology would have gone so far forward. We don't need anything super duper, but we do now have our eye on something if it ever goes way down in price. And the more new things come out, the more likelihood we might eventually get something, which would be cool. But for now, as I say, I've got tons of footage from Adrian that I will slowly be adding and using as little intros and little bits and some awesome stuff. And I've said before, Adrian is willing to come and do it for free for anyone, like a workaway, as in he will come and do it for 3 hours a day, come and film whatever you want, film whatever country you're in, and all you do in return is give him and Stephanie bed and shower, and you can either cook for them or, if not, provide them with use of your cooker or cooking facilities. So that's what workaway is basically. So yeah. Oh, we better do our answer to the puzzle before I forget about that. Okay, so the puzzle was, I'm taken from a mine and shut up in a wooden case from which I'm never released, and yet I'm used by almost everybody. The answer is pencil lead. Pencil lead is mined, so the lead is mined. It's shut up in a wooden case, so it's put inside a wooden pencil from which I'm never released, and yet I'm used by almost everybody. So the answer is pencil lead. And today, Dawn beat the crew. Yay! Yay for me. Yay for me. Let's see the comments. Steve and Tina Jewell say, Tina has a DJI Final for her iPhone, which gives smooth filming. Sounds cool. DJI gimbal. I do feel I need a gimbal. The only trouble is, I've asked you before and you said, yes, they are heavy. I don't think I could physically hold one. I don't think I can physically hold one, but that is what I need. As I said, I've got Movie Maker, the original version, and that you can just click on stabilize. It takes me time, but at least that really works for me. But yeah, I get annoyed when the filming's so, you should see it when I first film. Maybe one time I should just put neat footage up. You'll be like, what? Are you sure lead comes from a mine? Where do you think lead comes from, Steve? Where does lead come from? It might be carbon. Ooh, it might be carbon. Oh, might be carbon. Different days, different times. Shall we do some more questions? Let's see. Okay, let's see. What animal would you like to be? I think we had this question recently in another format. What animal would you like to be? Yes, we've had it recently in another format because I said something fluffy and something people would like to oh, isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? You still win. Oh, bless you. What wonderful time. Thank you very much. I'm still going. We go for a little longer. We still go for a little longer. Yeah, so I think we had that question. Let's do another one because I'm pretty sure we did that recently in another format. What would make you stop watching a movie? Oh, Steve says albatross. Steve says albatross. What would stop you watching a movie? Now, for me, I get fed up when it's constant swearing that isn't even necessary. That is a big turn off for me. An odd word here and there, but it's when they use certain words continually to make them be like tough guys or whatever. A bad story, yes, says that as well. We watched a really good film yesterday. It's called, it's either The Adam Project or Project Adam. I think it's The Adam Project. It's on YouTube, like free. Look that up. At first, it's a little bit not quite cheesy, but it's very good. It's very good. It's very simple. It's kind of time travel, but the difference is when he's a dad, when he's an adult, he actually goes back to himself when he's 12, which normally these things don't, do they? So he goes back and he doesn't mean to, but he goes back and the child, the 12-year-old, finds out that is him and he wants to know about how did I become like you when I'm like this right now. So it's a different twist on a story. It's family friendly, so you can watch with your children. It's what I call more of a family movie, but it was just good. We enjoyed it. There was a few cheesy moments in it, but no, it was good. There was some very good lines as well, some very good lines. Steve says, one of my favourite movies, Hobson's Choice. The other thing I don't like is loads of fighting scenes. I mind an odd bit here and there, but some of them just seem to go on, and then a fight, and then something happens, and another fight. I'm not into those. Steve says, good acting and fun story. Yeah, good acting and fun story. Definitely. And although there's a lot of actors I like, I don't think a lot of them are actors. Let's say Hugh Grant, that's a good example. Apart from one film I've seen of his, every film you could watch for 2 seconds and say, what film's that? And you go, well, I don't know. Because Hugh Grant is always Hugh Grant. There's lots of actors like that. They don't act, they say their lines. So unless you know a film well, you wouldn't know from one scene to another film, that scene, another film. It could all be the same film because they're not being a character. They are being Hugh Grant. Steve says Sin City, favourite movie. I like different stories as well. A story that's really different, really clever concept. You know me with my books. I don't like to be able to guess the ending. I like thriller suspense, not as in horror, but as in what's going to happen. You know, a really good ending, something like that. Steve says, yes, I agree. Yeah, a lot of actors can't act. Oh, and I hear Paddington 3 is out. If you haven't seen the Paddington movies, do watch them. I've got to find where I can find Paddington 3. They are really good. They are fun, really fun. So do check those out. Okay, I think I'm going to finish there for today. I'm over my time. So thank you all very much for being here. I hope you enjoyed my questions. If you've got random questions you want to ask, either jump on the chat anytime you want to ask a question, or put it in a comment, or email me random questions and I will enjoy answering them. I love doing questions. So as I say, thank you again for watching. Steve saying thanks still, and have a great week. And you, my friend, and everyone who's been on the chat, and everyone who's watching later, thanks very much. And I will see you either Friday on my other channel, an earlier time, the live there, or next week starting on Monday on this channel. Until next time, as always, Meraki.